What is up, guys? It's Scarf the Sand back at it again, making another video. And today we'll be talking about why Gohan is my favorite character in Dragon Ball Z. 3 points we'll be going over is his growth, his active moments, and his character. And also, before we get right into it, I'll just like to say, Rip Crypto Circuit's not uploading a real video this week, but he's taking a break, so it's all good. I will be taking a break next week because of Christmas and New Year's and all that. So it'll be a short 15-second video titled "Sorry," just like what he did. Shout out to my boy Crypto Circuits. But that's just how it's gonna be. So his growth, Gohan's epic moments, and Gohan's character. We're gonna talk about that without any further ado. Let's get right into it. Now, with Gohan's growth, it's always been a very important part of Dragon Ball Z and a very nice aspect of Gohan in himself in a lot of ways. So, just to point this out, I watched Dragon Ball Z when I was 6 years old, started to understand, the actual story around 8, and now, as I continue to grow, I can, understand more things than when I did when I was 6, obviously. So, I'd just like to say that his growth, he definitely would not be as liked or as loved or even near the same character without his growth. We look at him when he first got mad against Raditz and showed his first sign of hidden potential, to when he went off on Frieza's second form, or to then when he eventually showed up that Super Saiyan 2 and faced Cell, to then getting more of his potential unlocked against Gohan, or against Boo, sorry, that's what I meant. So, Gohan, and then around the end, he turned into a nerd, which we don't need to talk about, but, so his growth is definitely an important part of the show as a whole, and without that, I don't think he'd be liked as much, as I said before. So I definitely appreciate that aspect of him growing as a character, becoming stronger, smarter. Vegeta would say it a bunch of times. He'd hint at it, how does he have this power? He's getting so much stronger. Against the Frieza second form is the one I'm specifically talking about, where he sees him fighting him. He's like, how is this power going up this high? And you always understand that through everything, that Gohan was always constantly getting stronger and stuff. And that's just cool. This is a cool part of him that a lot of people know of, so, you get to see it, and that's an important part of what he is, from Kid Gohan to Teen Gohan to Adult Gohan. It's just a nice timeline of who he is, and just another part, or just one part of what makes him my favorite character in Dragon Ball Z. So for the second point we'll be bringing up is his epic moments. So the first thing you'll probably think of is obviously Gohan versus Cell, because that's where he goes Super Saiyan 2, which is also a great moment, where he kills off those Cell Juniors like an absolute boss. I know that's kind of cringe to call it a boss in 2019, but I don't know how else to describe it. He was a complete savage against him, and he showed out what made everyone really love him. And Teen Gohan, at least when he was facing Cell, is a lot of people's favorites. Mine personally is actually Adult Gohan, when he's facing Boo and stuff like that. I like that Gohan a lot, so that's just a thing I'd like to point out. So with these epic moments, it's just very cool and interesting to see him, because one, he obviously says he doesn't like to fight, so the times we do get to see him fight are always hype and really nice and well done by Toriyama. And then the story involved in them is very deep, and we get to see a lot. We can't just forget how Gohan went Super Saiyan 2. Cell literally had to kill Android 16 right in front of him, squash his head and all, and Gohan had to look inside and say, I can't take this anymore, just like what my intro has in it. So he goes Super Saiyan 2 there, like an absolute beast. He's just so crazy to me, because these moments without them, Dragon Ball would legitimately just not be the same. Obviously, these are huge chunks and major important parts of Dragon Ball. The Cell Saga, I'd say, is my favorite saga, simply and mainly because of Gohan and Cell. Just the the way they clashed, like when we saw Gohan starting to get overconfident, the story behind there, Goku having to eventually send Cell back, but Cell coming back and attacking. And I'm starting to realize this, but if you haven't watched Dragon Ball, I'm sorry, because I guess I'm spoiling a lot. So, if you've gone this far and you heard this, I'll just like apologize. But from here on out, you can click off the video if you intend on watching Dragon Ball and like actually want to know stuff about it. But if you don't care, just keep watching. So, yeah, I snapped there a little bit. In real life. Okay, whatever. So, we can look at Gohan versus Buu when he comes back after being awakened by Elder Kai, whatever you want to call him. You see him coming in cocky, all that, but proving himself for it, because he was going off on kid or adult Super Buu. I don't know what I was saying there. He was going off on Super Buu because he was showing us his new awakened form, potential unleashed, as it's called in the Xenoverse or whatever. And it's just it was just really nice to watch that part of it, because it was very, very, very refreshing after the 7-year time skip of him not training and basically just becoming a normal human. Getting to see him fight one more time just really was a nice aspect of the Buu saga. It made me like it a lot more because Gohan was fighting an important character. It's too bad he didn't beat him off, because of course he got too cocky and let him absorb Gohan in Trunks, or he let him absorb Gotenks, so Buu became too strong for him. But also, that's kind of another spoiler, but I told you to leave if you haven't. So, yeah. So, yeah, I just say those are the two main ones. Him going Super Saiyan 2 / Gohan versus Cell, and then Gohan versus Buu. And we all know the iconic line of Gohan versus you. Hurt you? No. I want to kill you. / destroy you. Whatever point you're looking at. And I guess that's basically it about it. He has great moments, and his epic moments add so much to why I like and think that Gohan is just not my favorite character, but the best character in Dragon Ball Z. And for our last point, his character / personality. Now, with this, I always bring this up, like in almost any Y video of what I'm talking about, whether it be like last week's like NLE Choppas, or even go back a while to Larock Lee. I might have even talked about his character personality. It's just a point I bring up a lot because that's basically who they are, and that's part of the reason why I would like someone, because of who they are. So with Gohan, we know his character is all about peace, and like, not trying to sound like a hippie, but I do agree with that a lot. Like how fighting, he doesn't like to fight because he doesn't like to bring on violence and all that. And I could go anybody really could go super psychological with that, because it's a lot deeper than just the words he says in that. Because not wanting to fight in a world where there's always fighting is very hard to do, but he simply just does not like to fight because he doesn't do it unless he has to. When he fought Cell, he told him before he could turn Super Saiyan 2, he was like, I don't like to fight, Cell. I don't want to hurt you. Even when Cell was in the midst of killing him, taking the Cell Juniors and killing his friends, he was begging Cell to stop what he was doing because he didn't want to hurt him. And that's so deep to me, just to think that someone like him just does that, something so amazing like that. That was probably the moment when I decided the first time that he was my favorite character, because something like that just doesn't really happen, and to see him do that was just a great moment to me, a great showing of his personality, his character, who he is. Like, it was so amazing to me. And you know, we also have that little hint of cockiness whenever he gets a new power up. His kind of theme, what happened when he let Cell like regenerate or whatever, and then Goku was forced to instant transmission him over to King Kai's place, or when he was facing Buu, and obviously, like I said before, he let Buu absorb Gotenks, thus making him too strong to face for him. So there's always been that constant team to hold him back, basically, that he gets cocky when he gets a new boost of power or something. Piccolo tells him that when after he faces Buu or something like that. And like, his character is so like psychologically sound in the way that there's just so many aspects you could touch upon when you're talking about him. And like, I just love I just love that about the dude. He's just a great character, and man, it's just the biggest reason, honestly, to why I like him, because you always resonate when you can see a little bit of yourself in somebody. That relatability factor is in this character for a lot of people, honestly. So that makes him widely known as like a lot of people's favorite characters. So like I don't want to talk too much about this because the video is gonna get too longer than I wanted it to be, anyways. And I could go super deep into this. So before I go off on tangents and whatnot, I'm going to end it here. So I still have an outro to do, but yes, from what all I've said, his relatability, his kindness, the way he doesn't like to fight, are all reasons to why his character / personality is a big reason to why I like Gohan, and why he's my favorite character. Sorry, I was drawing a blank. So with all that, you've reached the outro. So if you've watched it far, thank you again. For anyone who actually watches full videos, much respects to you. I'd appreciate a comment, a like, a share maybe, and a subscribe if you haven't hit that red button. So yeah, I touched upon all the points I really wanted to touch upon in this thing, and it's one I've always been meaning to talk about. So it's good I finally got to it. And just a reminder, I will not be uploading next week. You know what I'll be doing. I'll write sorry 15 seconds telling you I'm not uploading. But thank you guys. And like always, leave feedback. And tell me in the comments who your favorite character is. I'll write it as a comment for me and you can reply to me there. Thanks for watching. It's Mangar of the Sand. Peace out.